So Jane, when we look back to the very inception, it was 1967. There was a lot happening in 1967 in not only our nation, but the nations of the world. The Vietnam War was going on, civil rights. The women's liberation movement was gaining full strength, and into the 70s. We had the Summer of Love when all the hippies descended upon San Francisco. And spiritually, there was a renewal beginning. The charismatic movement was starting with Father Dennis Bennett. And into that setting, God birthed Aglow International. Tell us about the beginnings of Aglow.
Well, it's interesting, as you say, the parallel move of God to all that was taking place in the world. And I think of the feminist movement of the 60s and 70s that really moved into the early 80s. There were some positive things about the feminist movement in that they wanted equal pay for equal work, and they were wanting to see women be able to move out of the traditional role of just being a homemaker, get married, have a family, and cook. And while that is a joy to many women and certainly a wonderful aspect of our womanhood and our femininity, there was like a lid put on women that I believe was one of the positive things that came out of the feminist movement. Running parallel to that then was this, what would become an international Christian women's movement that did speak into women's lives, the many blessings that God has for women. Yes, they can be homemakers, but they can also be sharers of the gospel. They can be missionaries. They can be preachers. They can be a CEO of an international organization. There was, we refer to a glass ceiling. There was a glass ceiling that was beginning to be broken even back in those early days. And I see the beauty of God's plan as he set it in place from the beginning and spoke such a strong word over Eve that would follow through the feminine gender down through the ages. I see that as a very powerful, beautiful thing, but it honors the man, it honors the marriage, it honors the male gender, the female gender, and all that God purposed from the beginning. It doesn't slash across manhood and dishonor them in any way, but it does begin to bring the woman up into believing who God saw her to be from the beginning.